Family, welcome to the Fantasy Show with Sean, John, and Toine. All right, for people that don't know me, I'm John, main man in the middle, Toine, and then Sean to my far right. Once again, y'all, if y'all haven't yet subscribed to It's Nation TV, please go ahead and subscribe, hit that notification bell, hit the like button so you can get the latest updates when they post. Then also follow us on our IG page, The Fantasy with SJT. Once again, The Fantasy with SJT. Give us a follow, hit the DM if you have any questions as far as fantasy football advice, anything like that. And let's get into it, y'all.
We're gonna start off with John's matchup. It'd be like that sometimes, man.
I'm getting tired of going first, man. All right,
next week. Tell you that, man.
All right, y'all. This week, another bad week. It's like the norm now. Bad week. Going into the Thursday night games. Me and Nick played each other, and I had Julio, and he had Ridley. So it was an interesting matchup going into that week. And Julio came through. He came through, but then also I felt like Ridley got hurt. So I was feeling confident during that game and after that game because Julio put up about 17 points for me.
But let me say, Julio started fast. Like
he did.
He had 85 yards in the first quarter.
Yeah.
That's Calvin Ridley.
That was Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, Julio played the whole game, but I'm like, this is one of those Julio's 200-yard games.
I thought he was going for 200. I thought he was going for 200. But
I thought he was. If he scored for you, that would have been big, man.
Yeah, that would. But I was still good with the 17. Like then going into Sunday, I was still confident. I mean, then we had Jimmy Garoppolo as a stardom this week. I mean, I had him as a stardom. No. I mean, I had him as a stardom too. Like, but he ain't come through. 1.4 got hurt, and that was a later game. But earlier on, and like me being confident with Ty once again, let me down. Like lost a bet to Toine again. Made the bet with Ron. I said I sent that money like right when he had that groin injury.
Yeah, my man. I mean, it is what it is, man. You know what to do.
So, I think now I'm leaning more on what Toine was saying, drop him, because if I would have listened, which I'm pretty sure y'all out there did listen to what he said, drop him. Mac was on board with that as well.
Could have had Sterling Shepard in there, man.
I could have had
100% more than what.
Even if I could have had I could have put Marvin Jones in there. I could have put Marvin Jones in there, and I would have won this week.
Yeah, Marvin Jones is big for you too.
He put up about 17 points, so that just pretty much. Like it was a low scoring game. There was a lot of injuries, and I took some risks. Like with Tevin Coleman, I took a gamble on that. I rolled the dice on that. I rolled the dice on it. Toine was telling me, I don't know. You should have made that move. Like I ain't listening. I was trying to go on my gut, but my gut was obviously telling me something that wasn't supposed to.
When the team puts up 41 points and your guy has 9 yards, he's not involved.
Yeah. So
that's real.
I mean, Justin Jackson came through with 15. Clyde, he let me down as well. It was a passing game. It was a Mahomes game. So, yeah, a lot of single digits once again. And like 48.1, I look at what Dalvin Cook did. He put up 47 something. He put up damn near
the same mark my
whole team.
We'll get into it, man.
So, overall, it was a bad week.
It was a bad week for him too.
Nick snuck. He had a bad week as well, but he did just enough to get the dub.
Remember in fantasy, a win is a win.
A win is a win.
No matter how you get it.
A win is a win.
It was on your record. It don't matter. Just like
he got it. NFL. He got it. I mean, it was some fluke ass shit, but whatever. All right. I know, man. If Nick, you watching, it was some fluke ass shit. It was fluke, nigga. Like you pulled that one out though. I'll give it to you. But that rounds up the matchup that I had, and now we're gonna get into the matchup of the week last week. Sean versus Toine. We'll y'all touch on that.
Yeah, we're gonna touch on it, man.
touch a little bit on it,
That's a little bit on that, man. We need to bring that up. Well, do your thing, man. You can break down the game. You can break down the game.
Is,
man. You can break down the game, bro. Go ahead.
Me and Tom, we've been playing fantasy for a while.
Mhm.
And we like brothers. So when we're going against each other, we want to win.
It's kind of personal.
It's personal. Like,
Definitely personal. Man.
It's personal. So we're gonna start. John talked about Dalvin Cook a little bit with the 47. He had a monster day. Like a day that I couldn't even like I wasn't thinking that. I'm like, I want my man to go out there and get 100 yards and a touchdown. This nigga gets 163 and 3 touchdowns. Then he catches the pass for 50 yards and a touchdown.
And to those who watch, you know why.
Like
you see the opponent.
Yeah, coming in, Green Bay is
gonna have a career.
They're 32nd against the running backs. That's last in the league. So I already knew he was gonna have a good week. Like
47.
I knew he was gonna have a great week. But damn near 50.
I thought he was going.
I didn't think that.
I thought he was going for 50.
Thinking that.
I thought he was going to go for 50.
Yeah, John texted me. I didn't even see the 50-yard play. John texted me. He was like, I think he sent me an emoji. Like, there it is, bro. Like, I can't. I'm a type of fantasy player. Like, I'll be like, it's not over. John texts me, like, I think you good, bro. I'm like, nah, you never know. Because just like I'm getting plays, Toine can get plays. It's that simple. It's football.
Mm-hmm.
One play. Like, sometimes that's all you need. Like, you think you out.
It's true.
But you can still get a 14-point play. Boom, you're right back in it. Like, so, I mean, I had Adam Thielen going at 1. He didn't really do nothing because Dalvin Cook took over the Minnesota offense, scored all the touchdowns, got all the yards. Kirk Cousins only threw for 160 yards.
I don't care, man.
Yeah. Threw for 160 yards,
Like,
I don't want to talk about it, but
I mean, like honestly, I honestly, the man that I am, you can put the game back up there, man. Like, it's credit is given when credit is due.
Oh,
you want to go may the best one, may the best man win. It's not like, okay, so you see my guys, like everybody know in the league that my guys are Aaron Rodgers and Alvin Kamara. Like, those are my guys. Those are the guys that every week they're gonna do what they're supposed to do. And they gave me solid weeks. But everybody else. Matter of fact, let me knock this out.
Robert Woods was solid though.
No, let me knock this out. As much as we do this, as much as Sean and I do this, Levy just, my man had, my man tried to beat around the bush, but my man Levy had 6 carries for 7 yards. And if anybody out there, anybody out there that knows football knew that Patrick Mahomes threw 5 touchdowns, but as much as I be talking about Alvin Kamara like that, Le'Veon Bell, like that that's unacceptable, man.
I want you to say one thing on the show, just for me.
You will never get it.
No, look, just tell me, just tell the people out there, be real in fantasy wise. I'm talking about fantasy wise.
Okay.
I'm not talking about me and you. Just tell them that Levy lost a step, and you shouldn't be expecting too much.
All right, so
that's it.
So from what he's saying, I'll go up this. I will say, I'm not looking for. I would love to get like 20, 17, 18 from Levy. But he's not Pittsburgh Steelers. He's not Pittsburgh Steelers Le'Veon Bell no more. No, he definitely lost a step. So I will say that he lost a step. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and say that he's in the bottom half tiers of the league in regards to running backs. You saying? You could say he's about. We can go back and forth on this. We always go back and forth on it. But
after this year, I think Levy. I feel like Levy gonna be begging for a job after this year. Honestly,
true.
Because when you get his reputation, like he sat out a whole year, that type of stuff. Coaches don't really like that. They like team players. When you get that old, when you get that up there in age as a running back, they want a team player that can come in, lead the locker room. Get some productive carries, which I think he still can get productive carries. But when it comes to leading the locker room and all that stuff, I just don't see it from Le'Veon Bell. So when you're getting up there in age and you lose that step as a running back,
Rod, thank you.
He lost a line, not a step.
You might be losing what?
Rod,
he plays for the Chiefs now. Do you know that?
He plays for the Chiefs. He got a better line. But the Jets, I feel like this game is an anomaly. It's kind of like, okay, like it's perfect that it happened against Pete. It's perfect, but But at the end of the day, I'm like, I mean, there's gonna be games, there's gonna be opportunities that he has, and I don't think it could be this week, but I think that, I mean, getting into the stardom sit-ems, you guys will see how I feel about Clyde Edwards-Helaire this week, who plays me, and yeah, you know how that goes. But I think that this could be the week that Levy, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even gonna say he probably won't even get that 20-yard carry this week, man. I'm not even talking about that no more. But
one thing I will say, Toine, is what you was right about is every time you play the past couple weeks, you've been having the highest fantasy person scored against you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and
that's crazy.
In the league, Toine is number one.
Crazy, dog,
with points against. So it hasn't become easy.
So is it? Yeah.
Fantasy guys are making him work this year.
They're making me.
You gotta work.
Yeah.
So
it made me work.
You know, that's our matchup of the week. Got the win, but I'm gonna say this: Le'Veon Bell is droppable.
Now, I mean,
Le'Veon Bell. Nobody out there, because you're looking at the name and this and that.
I think somebody would pick. Somebody would scoop that.
Yeah, of course somebody's gonna scoop him, 100%. But they're gonna scoop him for the name. But I don't think he's gonna be productive this year.
Shit, I'll scoop.
I'm gonna say that.
Handcuff.
I don't think he's gonna be productive this year, unless
100%. I think somebody was scooping this year.
I think I don't know. I think
I was scooping before Ty.
In NFL, I may have to say Le'Veon might be done. He's coming close, bro. I mean, like when it comes to I'm talking about like I see what you're saying. I'm talking about his reputation. I'm not talking about like as a player. Like, yeah, he can still play. He can be on rosters. But
hard sign.
Yeah, he's a hard sign. When it comes to Le'Veon Bell, he's been an all-pro before. He's an all-pro. So you can just imagine his ego in the locker room. Like, you can already tell what type of player. If you follow Le'Veon Bell on Twitter and on all that stuff, you can tell what type of dude he is. And baby AB, you seen him. Sometimes you don't want that in the locker room. His skills and what he did in the past will keep him, keep him in the NFL. But I just don't know if he'll be relevant again as a starting running back.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I gotta say about Levy.
And Roy putting his 2 cents in, drop Levy.
What'd he say?
He said drop Levy. Then also shout out to Miss Johnson.
Thanks for tuning in, Miss Johnson.
Listen and tuning in.
When they took his jewelry, yeah, I feel you. What's up, Mom? I see you, Mom. But hey, nah, man, it ain't, nah, man. Nah.
Yeah, we're gonna.
You look at it.
I'll let you off easy. I'm gonna let you off easy because my ultimate goal is to win the championship. So I don't care.
You say you don't care. That you care about that.
I mean, of course, but you know, the ultimate goal.
The reason why you care, I care about that one. So it's not like, and I lost. So it's like if you sit there and look at it, like anybody would tell you that watches this zone, like how I feel about that zone. Like
of course. Like I said, we like brothers. So when we go against each other in anything, it don't matter what it is.
You want to win?
It's not even.
Who can get down the stairs the fastest? Like competing.
Who's gonna do that?
Like, that's what it is, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's big.
All right, we're gonna get into the buys and sells for the week. So my number one buy low candidate right now is Michael Thomas. He hasn't played since week 1, but I don't know. I do feel like it's something going on with him and the Saints. Is he really this hurt that he sat out 4 weeks, 3-4 weeks, and then he got suspended for fighting, and then next week you hurt your hamstring and now you're out 2 more weeks. So I would like to see him come back, but if you can get Michael Thomas, if you're good, if you're you got some running backs you can give up or a solid wide receiver, somebody's desperate, they're taking not anybody, but they're taking somebody right now that they can get for Michael Thomas, I would take it because I think once he comes back in the lineup, he's going to produce in that Saints offense. That's Drew Brees' guy. He's going to get you numbers. So if you can risk it and you're good right now, you're 6-2, 7-1, even 5-3. Like so even you're looking for a playoff run, Michael Thomas is your guy. Right?
Even if you're 2-6 and you need some help, that gonna be a guy that can really can get you a couple guys in there, so you can try to make a run towards the end, see what happens. But
yeah, right now he's seeming like a cancer. I'm not gonna lie. Right now, Michael Thomas seems like
I don't know if I'll go that far to say that.
I don't know what's going on with Michael Thomas. Like, I don't know.
Then we seen how the dude that had what was his name that reason why he got suspended. He got in a fight with that dude. He was
Garner Johnson.
Yeah. He a wild one, dog. Like he wild.
Then I heard he was.
I can see why Michael Thomas came at him the way he did.
Yeah.
Like real shit.
Oh, that's the same dude.
Yeah, the same dude. Like I can see why. Yo,
so Michael Thomas definitely enjoyed that.
Yeah, he enjoyed that.
He enjoyed that. He's like, I told you, coach. That was I told you, coach moment right there. Like,
it's not me, coach.
All right, we're gonna go to the. All right, we're gonna go to Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson has not been the MVP we saw last year. He has not. He has not been that guy. But let me tell you his playoff matchups. Weeks 14 through 16, he plays Cleveland, Jacksonville, and the New York Giants. Those are all great matchups down the stretch. And I feel like his play will get better. He hasn't been running the ball as well, but he's been throwing the ball okay. But I feel like down the stretch, if you can get Lamar Jackson right now from somebody, I would take him for the playoff run. If you need a quarterback, say you got 4 wide receivers or you're stacked at running back, I would trade one of those guys for Lamar Jackson right now. Just for the playoff run. If you need a quarterback, you're streaming quarterbacks every week, but you're good at every other position, I would try to go get Lamar Jackson just for the playoff run.
Yeah, and I think that goes for mainly the 7-2, 7-1, 6-2.
Yeah.
Like if you need help right now, that I don't know if you want to take that risk.
Most of these buy lows are for people in your league that are up right now. They're up. Lamar, they can afford the risk.
Yeah,
that's what the buy low. That's what the buy lows are right now. We're in the crunch time of fantasy football right now. This is crunch time. Like, this is do or die for some people. So if you're one of those people, like, you're down right now, you're 2-6, 3-5, you need to make a move, and you can try to make a move right now. Do it. You have to do it. You might have to let your best player go. It happens. If you can get a lot of pieces for him, do it. Don't wait. Because you wait, you snooze, you lose.
Yeah.
So you got to go get him. And then now we got Austin Eckler for the Chargers. I haven't been hearing real good reviews for him coming back. The Chargers, they're not in the playoff race or anything right now. But like I said, like we just said, if you're up, you're 6-2, 7-1, and you got players that you can trade to go get Austin Eckler, now's the time. Before you hear that good report, like he's looking good, he's about to come back, then his price goes up. So get him now. Why the reviews aren't good? Why you see what the coach say? He's going to come back.
He's going to come back rather later than sooner.
Yeah. So now you go get him. You take the risk and you go get him, because when he comes back, if he's on the field, he's a running back one for you.
Yeah, if you got some players you can package up and send to somebody who is holding on to Austin Eckler.
Because the guys that's in there right now haven't been really doing it. Justin Jackson, he looks okay. But nobody looks like, we can keep Eckler.
Yeah, it's like when Austin Eckler gets back, he's going to be a run back. No, when he gets back, he's going to be the guy.
Yeah,
he's going to be the guy. So I agree with that.
Yeah. So we're going to move to Nick Chubb. Same for Nick Chubb. He's hurt right now. They got a bye week. The coach says he may be back by the bye week. So like we said before, if you're 7-1, 6-2, 5-3, you can take that risk. Go get Nick Chubb right now. Go get Nick Chubb, because down the stretch, Kareem Hunt hasn't been doing it. He hasn't been, like, he's a great pass catcher, but he doesn't look like he was a runner in Kansas City.
Yeah, he doesn't look like Kansas City.
He doesn't look like Kansas City. He looks like he's good when Chubb is there, because he can just take those. You can line up. You can line both of them up at the same time. You can line Kareem Hunt out in the slot, but right now he has to play strictly running back because Chubb is out. So if you can go get Nick Chubb right now, go get him. I know the guy in our league is not going to trade him because he's 6-2, so he's holding on to him. But if you got a guy in your league that desperate right now to trade Nick Chubb, go get him. Deontay Johnson, he's been banged up, but when he's in there, he's productive. In his next 3 weeks, the next 3 weeks for the Steelers, he has Dallas, Cincinnati, and Jacksonville. Those are all terrible defenses. So right now, if you're trying to make that playoff push, you're trying to make the playoffs, you're 3-5, you need a player, you need a receiver, you got running backs to trade a running back and try to go get Deontay Johnson because he has good weeks ahead. I feel like he's the number one wide receiver in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, this week gonna be a big week.
For real. Like Juju Smith, Schuster, he's not. AB said it.
I mean, I wouldn't say
you're not a number one. You've never been a number one. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, he said it.
So
he did say that.
He's looking like he's right. So I will go get Deontay Johnson. It's better days ahead. Long as he can stay healthy. Like if he's on the field, he's that guy for Pittsburgh. And Ben Roethlisberger
and they're playing Dallas.
Looking good.
They're playing Dallas this week. It's
just seeing what happens.
What is he average? He's averaging how much receptions is he averaging a game? Like he's Deontay.
A lot. I don't know what he's averaging, but
it's really like a lot. It's not a lot. I mean, he had one catch last game, but I mean, it's
but that's why you buy him low now.
Yeah,
that's why you buy him low now because he had a bad week.
Week before that, he had 9 catches, 80 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
so people got to look at what he's done.
And they played Baltimore last week.
He was hurt. So
yeah, he came in the game banged up, and they played Baltimore. So
yeah, you got people who, man. I mean, it's like you said, Dallas, Cincinnati, Jacksonville. Those are
right now
shows in the secondary. So you gotta go with them.
No, right now you're in do or die mode. If you're barely making it through and you need somebody to get you there, go make a trade.
It's a shit show, Rod.
Yeah,
Mr. Gripper.
Yeah, Jacksonville.
It's a shit show.
Jacksonville. We've already said on the show.
You got Jacksonville on your schedule.
You got Jacksonville on your schedule. You start everybody against Jacksonville.
Guys are out there, man.
who you guys starting at quarterback this week? Like you guys,
who plays Jacksonville?
It's about to be a mess out there. I'm mad that the guy that I'm playing this week has Houston's D. So, all right, we're gonna move to Jonathan Taylor as a sell high. We're on to the sell highs. Jonathan Taylor coming into this year, I was like, Jonathan Taylor's gonna be that guy. Then Marlon Mack gets hurt. I'm like, oh, he's a running back one for sure. But right now, he's not showing anything. So while he has some value as a running back one for the Colts right now, I feel like you should try to trade Jonathan Taylor for maybe like a wide receiver 2, something. You get rid of him. He hasn't shown me anything right now. Rel, you have Jonathan Taylor.
You hear that, Rel?
Try to get rid of him. He has not been the guy right now. Like he's been getting the carries. Last week, Hines outshined him.
No,
Wilkins outshined
20 carries, 94 yards.
Like,
he did touchdown, boy.
Where's Jonathan Taylor?
Was he hurt?
He's hurt. Ankle injury.
But he played all last week. He didn't get ruled out last week.
No, he didn't get ruled out.
He didn't get ruled out. But
I think that
if you want to jump off that ship now, Rel, I would say jump off that ship.
Yeah,
if you can.
If you can, that's what I'm saying. Why he has some value before he goes down more. We're gonna move to Todd Gurley. He's another sell high for me. I don't know. Watching Todd Gurley play, he's been getting the volume, but watching him play and see, it just don't sit right with me.
Yeah,
he has 8 touchdowns in 8 weeks.
That touchdown,
solid.
That touchdown on Thursday saved him, dog. We saw a lot of Brian Hill out there.
As you can see on Thursday, he was banged up. He was out of the game for out of plays. So I think like
a lot of Brian Hill.
If you're deep at running back, if you're deep at running back on your team, and you need to let somebody go, and you want to
better position. Exactly. You got a better position.
You got to try to carry Todd Gurley right now, this week, right now. Before something happens, because he doesn't look like Todd Gurley. Like
I
don't know.
For weeks though, but he been getting into the end zone.
He been getting to the zone.
He falls in here and there.
Keep me on the fence.
So, but I feel like down the stretch.
Keep me on the fence.
Down the stretch, I don't know what you're gonna get from Todd Gurley.
I'm scared.
So I feel like if you can sell him high right now, somebody's desperate for a running back in your league.
Move him.
And you need a wide receiver or something, move him. Tight ends, anything. Try to move Gurley. Aaron Jones, this might come to as a surprise to some people. He's been very good when he's been in there.
Mm-hmm.
But when he's been out, Jamal Williams has been very good. So I feel like it's always been like a share with Jamal Williams and Aaron. Free Aaron Jones.
Mm-hmm.
That's the saying. Because Jamal Williams is a good player and they don't and Aaron Jones is not a big guy. So they try to limit his touches. And Jamal Williams stepped in fine for Aaron Jones. 100 yards over the last total 100 yards over the last 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like Aaron Jones might take a step back in these next 8 weeks just to try to save him for the playoffs. You know what I mean?
That's the key thing that you brought up. Since Green Bay, they trying to get ready for the playoffs. They want to make sure Aaron Jones is ready for the playoffs. So if they can peel him back a little bit, like, lower his touches. If he's available, they're going to play him.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, Green Bay, they looking towards the play. They're a running team, but Jamal Williams, we was talking about it earlier. You were saying Jamal Williams is definitely going to be involved. Like, and I believe that as well. Like, he's going to be involved a good amount moving forward. He's shown that he's been able to
when he filled in,
hold his own out there.
Nice.
Yeah,
he filled in nice when he filled in.
Yeah,
I don't think Jamal Williams is going away.
And if you sell him high right now, you're gonna be able to get a lot for Aaron Jones.
Jones.
You can, So
you can do that. Like I said, trades is only what your team looks like, though. So if you got running backs in there that you feel like can hold you down, and then you can trade Aaron Jones for, like, I don't know what you can get for Aaron Jones right now, but you can get a lot. Like,
probably get Zeke.
Yeah, exactly. You probably get Zeke.
If you package him, you probably get Zeke and a player.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like,
if you throw somebody else in there,
exactly.
Yeah.
It's Zeke.
No.
You gotta package that. He's
a player.
The person going to be giving you Zeke.
That Aaron Jones is the better guy in the deal.
Yeah,
so you're getting in it, and he hasn't played in like 2 weeks.
And with Zeke, at least Zeke is getting all that for Dallas.
Zeke is on these lists because he's going to start balling.
Yeah, exactly. But you need to be getting something else other than Zeke too. And somebody else as well. Like, it's not gonna be just Zeke straight up. No,
the way Zeke, Oh, I should have had Zeke as a buy low. But
true,
you know what it is. But
star sits. There it is.
So my stardom this week is pretty much set on. I think this is the game where Josh Allen begins to bounce back. Josh Allen, the last 3 weeks, Josh Allen looking a little pedestrian. He hasn't been getting it done, but everybody comes into Seattle and gets it done. Outside of Jimmy Garoppolo, because they don't have no one to throw to in San Francisco, and I'm not a believer that much, you know what I'm saying, in their wideout. So, you know what I'm saying, I think that Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs get on pace this game. I think that he begins to get back into that first 5 week form where he was like QB3 or something like that. Like, I think Josh Allen has a big week this week. I really do. Another guy I got up there is Clyde Edwards-Helaire versus Carolina. Like, don't get sidetracked by Pat Mahomes throwing 5 touchdowns against the Jets. Like, don't get sidetracked by that, because the week before that, or 2 weeks before that, I would say, Clyde Edwards-Helaire went off against the Bills, and people are forgetting that Carolina is, like, I want to say 3rd worst in the league at defending the running back. So Clyde Edwards-Helaire can have a big game. If it's not broke, don't fix it. And we saw Todd Gurley get into the end zone against Carolina. So I don't see Clyde Edwards-Helaire not scoring this week. I really don't see him not scoring this week. I think they got too many weapons for them to play Kansas City the same way that they played. You know what I'm saying? Like okay, so my bad. Carolina.
I hope you're right.
Carolina's not playing Kansas City the same way that they played the Falcons. They're not playing in the same way. That they have to cover. You have to cover out there, which opens up everything for Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He was drafted in the first round. Everybody knows Clyde Edwards-Helaire is. Like, when they blow him out, it is what it is. I guarantee you Clyde Edwards-Helaire will have. This is probably a multiple touchdown game for Clyde Edwards-Helaire. This might be his coming out party. Like, Carolina, he might do it against them.
I'm hoping that you're right. I'm hoping that you're right.
I bet you
Carolina. I'm hoping that you're right.
Yeah,
but I do think Levy. I think Levy is going to be involved in that. I think Levy. We play each other coming up. We play.
But and it takes me back to this. Y'all already know that somebody's going to put up 40 to 50 against Tweezy. So I think that I'm calling it right now. I think that it could possibly be Clyde Edwards-Helaire. It might not. I mean, who cares at this point? I mean, but I pray that it's not Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but it's a good chance that's Clyde Edwards-Helaire. That's my start of the week for.
Oh, Gerard, 88 yards and a touchdown against the Panthers.
I'll be sick.
Yeah, that's solid. I'll be sick. You know what? I'll be sick. I don't want that. Or he said Levy 88 yards and a touchdown. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Levy. I hope Levy does get that. I hope he does. Trust me, Rob. Anybody wants him to get that, it's me. So look, Stephon Diggs versus Seattle.
Don't speak that into existence.
Like I said,
don't speak that into
Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, and I would say like I'm gonna go to DraftKings here. If you could stack these players some type of way, like I think they're gonna have a big game because I think that people fail to understand, like, you play Seattle, you have to score, you have to put up points, and no matter what happens out there, somebody's gonna have to put up points. I think it's gonna be Stephon Diggs. They're gonna look for Stephon Diggs early and often out there in that Seattle game. I think that's the guy. I think that he gets it this week.
I agree.
I think Rob Gronkowski is going to go off against New Orleans. He's looking like he's in game shape now.
He looks good.
When I was saying my bad things about Rob, I said drop him. I don't think he should be on the team.
That's fantasy though. It's a weekly game.
We all won.
Hey, I mean, 2 days ago, Rob caught a touchdown. The week before, Rob caught a touchdown. Like, they breaking records out there. Him and Tom Brady. You know they like, oh, let's increase this. Yeah, let's do that. It's personal. It's personal when it comes to those two. So I think that Rob gets in the end zone. I mean, I think that it's coming. It's becoming to where he is top 10. I think it's becoming.
Who's the man? Reezy?
It's becoming
Gronk.
He's probably talking about Stephon Diggs, but Rob Gronkowski. I think that Rob is becoming a top 10 tight end. That's his guy. Like, as much as the wide receivers are hurt in Tampa Bay, including my guy Chris Godwin, like, AB has to get acclimated with the offense. Mike Evans is there, but when someone else is there, he's not there. And I mean, I just think that Rob Gronkowski's finally coming to his own. He's gonna be nice, man. Mm-hmm. And Pittsburgh's defense versus Dallas. Dallas is honestly on their 4th or 5th quarterback like this year. And they're playing the best defense in football. Y'all see with Pittsburgh. I don't know if y'all seen the game last week, but he went out his way and he did his thing. I mean, like, they did their thing against Baltimore last week. And that's Lamar Jackson.
Hey Mo, shut up, dog.
Like, to where you know what I'm saying? Like,
shut up, dog.
I think that
shut up.
I think that they're gonna do a good job against Dallas. I mean, if this game, if you betting this, I think my man like Mike Tomlin has the defense ready to play out in Pittsburgh. That's what I'll say. I think that they're shutting down Dallas shit. They're shutting down Dallas shit, and they're eating that. Yeah, and Stephon Diggs is definitely a top 5.
Pittsburgh's number
one. I love route runners.
Defense.
I love route runners. Like, bro, I love route runners. Like, even if it's like a 10-yard hitch, like, he's eating.
Hey, he's top 5. Top 5 route runner.
We're gonna see about Quentin Dunbar this week. 100%. All right, so
Quentin Dunbar.
Let's go to the sit-em. Yeah, he's gonna eat. He's gonna eat Quentin Dunbar. Let's go to the sit-ems this week, man. So, you know what I'm saying? As my quarterback sit-em, I got Ryan Tannehill up there against Chicago. I don't think if you guys seen any Chicago games, the quarterbacks don't go off against Chicago. I actually have the Chicago defense. I was like, I'm a little iffy. It took P told me, like, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he told me, like, bro, they be taking shots out there against Chicago defense. Like, it's not sweet out there. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I seen it last week. What did they play last week again? Chicago. Drew Brees. He didn't. I mean, he threw 2 touchdowns, but Saints offense.
It was tough.
It was a tough 2 touchdowns. Like, one of those touchdowons came like last 5 minutes of the game, stuff like that. So I don't think that Ryan Tannehill, from what he was looking like last week against the Bengals, it didn't look too good. So I think that Chicago's defense is going to win that battle. Downgrade Drew Brees because Tampa Bay's defense is better than people think. People think that don't think that the Giants. The Giants. They're playing at home. You saw what he did against Aaron Rodgers with Devontae out there. Drew Brees might have a gimpy Michael Thomas out there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and Emmanuel Sanders may or may not come back this week. So you got to be cautious of that too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, downgrade him. If you gotta start him, you gotta start him. Jonathan Taylor against Baltimore. Y'all know how I feel about that. I mean, y'all don't know how I feel about that, but he has an ankle injury and he's playing against Baltimore's defense. I don't know what James Conner had last week, but he didn't break the stat.
Let me say this: Jonathan Taylor hasn't been able to do it against the best matchups against Detroit, things like that. So now to play Baltimore.
That's what we saw Wilkins get 20 carries.
Weezy, if you can do it, get him out your lineup this week, please.
If you can,
because he's not the guy, man.
He has a better flex though. He has a better flex, so I mean he can do it. But I mean, I'm just saying, people out there have to start Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, it's hard not to start.
If you can't, like if you have Jonathan Taylor, I suggest you start looking on the waiver wires for Jordan Wilkins. I think you need to start looking because he's there, man. He had 20 carries last week for 94 yards and a touchdown. Like he had 19 fantasy points, and that's the guy that plays behind Jonathan Taylor. So,
yeah, he's only been.
That's what I'm saying.
He's only been under 10. How many times has he been over 15? Like,
all right.
So he's supposed to be your running back one.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
like he's your running back one. Like,
I mean, no. You got Gibson there. I'm not.
I'm
talking to Reeves directly. I mean, like he has Gibson there. I'm just saying,
but Jonathan Taylor is supposed to be that guy.
Yes, he is. I'm not saying that he's not. I'm saying that, like, yeah, Reeves, if you can move him, you need to move him, bro. Like he's hurt. He's hurt, and he's had ample opportunities. What we talking about? So I mean, I just think that
I feel like he should have been. He should have been.
You got to downgrade Ezekiel Elliott against Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh's defense is elite, stout. They are ready to play. They know that the only thing that can affect this game is going to be they're going to make that quarterback throw. So they're going to shut down the run game. So if you have Ezekiel Elliott on your team, temper your expectations. I know you have to start him. There's no way you're benching Ezekiel Elliott for anybody on your roster. I don't care who's there because if you got
nobody,
if you got Zeke, that chances are your number 2 is not better than Zeke. So it is what it is.
If you got somebody better than you, got a hell of a team.
Yeah, that means you have a weak league, and that's real. You traded your best wideouts and a tight end for that guy, but it's not happening this week. I don't see it happening this week. You got to downgrade and temper your expectations. Probably like 9 or 10 points for Ezekiel Elliott this week. You got Mike Evans versus New Orleans. If you look at the stats between Marshawn Lattimore and Mike Evans, you will find that you will be very disappointed because that's the guy who's going to be lined up in front of that guy all game. That's the guy that's going to be lined up in front of Mike Evans, and that guy is caught about 3 to 6 passes on Marshawn Lattimore, which is not the move. It's not what you want. It's not what you expect out of Mike Evans. Mike Evans has not looked like Mike Evans this year, but you know
he's been more touchdown dependent this year.
It's very, very touchdown dependent. He had 5 catches, 55 yards on Monday night. So, and that's without Chris Godwin and Antonio Brown out there. So 5 catches, 55 yards. You want that guy to have 160 if nobody else is out there. So they're keying on him, and he's not beating Bradbury. Marshawn Lattimore's on a contract year. I think he's going to lock that up once again, like he did on week 1.
Hope you're right, Tweez. Hope you're right.
So I will go to downgrade AJ Brown. I think that you know what I'm saying, AJ Brown versus Chicago. I don't care who the corners are out there. Kyle Fuller's out there. He's locking up. The Browns defense as a whole is a solid unit. I'm telling you, like it's not a good matchup when your players are going against them. Downgrade means you're starting these guys no matter what. You're hoping for the best. It's like expect the worst, hope for the best. Shout out to my man Jeezy. But it's not going to be what you think is going to be out there with AJ Brown. So I'm expecting like 9 to 10 points. I'm not saying like if you got somebody else to bench him. I'm saying that 10 points could be 16. So keep him in there and roll with him, of course. All right, we'll go to the tight ends. I go to Jonnu Smith versus Chicago once again. Jonnu Smith is my guy, and I have Jonnu Smith on my team. But the last 3 games, he has about 4 catches combined. And Jonnu Smith is now borderline droppable. Like droppable.
I wouldn't say droppable yet.
I mean, I wouldn't say. Just like you said, like
tight ends are hard to come by.
So tight ends are hard to come by. If I drop him, somebody's scooping him immediately. Somebody's gonna scoop him and start him. just because it's Jonnu Smith. But I'm looking at it like, I mean, these past 3 weeks, it's like I made a gut call on. I went against a start of the week from my man P last week. Said Jonnu was start of the week, and I benched him because I'm like, I mean, just like he said, and just like he said after the game, Corey Davis came back and took a lot of those touches away. Like he took a lot of those touches away. So I think that
AJ Brown
get into the offense. It's going to be games where and what people don't realize about Jonnu Smith is that Anthony Ferkser, the other tight end, is putting up more yards and more receptions than Jonnu Smith.
He creeping up behind
because the defenses are not game planning for him. It's a lot of factors that go into the game. I think that Jonnu's going to have good games. I think he's going to have good games, but it's not consistent enough to have him in your lineup. Yeah. So he's like a top 20 tight end, and I wouldn't start him this week. I think you could stream somebody better. I think you need to downgrade Mark Andrews against Indianapolis because Indianapolis defense has shown this year that they're not playing no games, and it's not sweet out there when you play Indianapolis Colts. It's really not. Like they're good, they're stout, they got one of the best middle linebackers in the game. It's not really like people look at the Colts and be like, oh, it's the Colts. Like I look at the Colts and say, oh, it's the Colts until I think about their defense. Like, well, yeah, it's the Colts. Xavier Rhodes was like all pro again.
He looks back in the form.
And I didn't know that. And I think like last week I was like, who's the Colts corners? Yeah, like Xavier Rhodes is there. Like he's there. Like Minnesota, bye. You guys are trash now. I'm here. So I think that Indianapolis D's is nice, but at the same time, as you're going to see, I got him as a downgrade because you don't know what Lamar is going to do. You don't know what Lamar is going to do.
Hope it's the week.
Lamar could have. Lamar's been up and down this year. I'm not gonna say up and down because he only had like really like 2 good games. So where I got the person that has Lamar in my league started Justin Herbert over Lamar last week, which is kind of crazy. Reese, and that was kind of crazy, and it was a good start.
It was
a good start. I'm not saying that it was kind of crazy as in a way like if I had Lamar's in there whenever he can play.
Yeah.
But he started Justin Herbert over him, and I think he made a good call there, and I think he made a great call there because Justin Herbert had a better game. But that just put Lamar Jackson in kind of like in a matchup tier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know, like because I'm like, dog, like you put him in a matchup tier because he's starting him against he benched him against Pittsburgh. Like, okay, Pittsburgh defense is great, but you don't trust Lamar. But you trust Herbert more than Lamar, so it looks like that. Like that was a good decision that he made because he got more points out of Herbert, and I respect the decision. But it puts everybody else on notice. Like you know what I'm saying? It can't go like that. It can't go like that. That you drafted that guy to be that guy. You drafted him in the 3rd round. You drafted him to be his starting quarterback. All right, San Francisco versus Green Bay. I think that San Francisco D gets ate up this week, and it's not because they're bad. I think it's because their offense is so bad that the field position game is going to be in the Green Bay favor the entire night. Without no Jamal Williams and Aaron Jones, he still has Devontae Adams, which is better than everybody on the San Francisco defense. Aaron Rodgers is better than everybody on the San Francisco defense. They're probably going to put up 26 points. I would say 26 points, but I'm going to be realistic. I don't think that San Francisco D is going to create many sacks because Aaron Rodgers doesn't take many sacks. They're not going to have much going for them on offense. The momentum of the game is going to be in Green Bay's favor. Then they go into San Francisco. Then they go out there, and I think they beat them. And I think that they beat them bad because they don't have nothing on offense. They don't have a lot going. They got Nick Mullins at quarterback. The turnover game is going to be crazy. They're throwing the ball to Devontae Adams at the 1-yard line. That's embarrassing. I think that it's going to be. I think that it's going to be. This is not the week. If you got better options, start somebody outside of San Francisco defense.
I agree.
And we good.
Downgrade.
I talked about the Colts versus Baltimore. Like, I mean, okay, so the Colts, I would downgrade the Colts versus Baltimore because this goes back to Lamar Jackson. Like, I don't know what he's gonna do. Like, you don't know. Like,
I'm scared. I'm starting him this week when I'm scared.
If Lamar decides to, like, if he hears the rumors like you're not the guy you were last year, he takes off for 100 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Then that's a shit show for the Colts offense, 100%. And then now they're so focused on the run, I feel like they don't run the ball as effective as they did last year because if they were so focused on the run, like he would be striking them up like he was last year. But I think that the Colts defense have a linebacker to where I think Darius Leonard is arguably the best linebacker in the league. And when he's spying on somebody, he can honestly mess up the entire game plan because you're not accounting for somebody this fast in the middle. Like, no matter what any crossings they're doing, they'll bank on Lamar Jackson throwing this ball to Marquise Brown over having Darius Leonard spy Lamar the game. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I would still downgrade him. It could happen if Lamar Jackson decides to take off. He's rolling on Darius Leonard. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah. But I think that you have to downgrade him. You have to downgrade him because you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. Like they gave Pittsburgh a run for their money. Outside of that defensive touchdown that Pittsburgh had a defensive touchdown, right? Last week they scored. I think they scored on defense last week.
Yeah, they did.
Outside of that, like they have a respectable game. They don't go off. So I think that Lamar could potentially take that over the top. Like and the coach played Joe Burrow. That's a long way from Lamar Jackson. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. They're gonna get it together too. They're coming off a loss, but I would downgrade the Colts defense because I think it's gonna be a high scoring game. I just think they keep Lamar in check.
Like you said, Real. I saw what you said. But Lamar being unpredictable, we don't know. Like it could be he have a good game or but as far as downgrade, like Sean said, he's still gonna play the Colts D. So I mean, sometimes you may be in a situation where you may have to just go ahead and play him. But you still just need to lower your expectations. But yeah. Bold predictions. Y'all got bold predictions?
I got a bold prediction. I'm gonna be surprised by this bold prediction. Y'all ready? Mm-hmm. I mean, like, okay, so my bold prediction is that either Clyde Edwards-Helaire or Julio Jones has their best game of the year this week. No. I would say this year. They have a career day, and I'm done. I'm done. I mean, I played against teams. To where, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I beat a player that had a career day. I beat Tyler Lockett. Oh, yeah. Like I won that week. Yeah, so to where that's crazy. It's where I came out on top. So where like it's happening continuously with me. I don't want no sob story, nothing like that. But I mean, week over week, I'm playing the guy that's just like, yeah, we're playing. That's why I named my team Viral Moment. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like they're gonna have viral moments against me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just viral moments. I mean, that
I'm just waiting on my moment.
Yeah, you already know. Like,
I'm hoping you're right.
That and just the fact that I really like Lil Durk. I'm a fan of Lil Durk. That's Lil Durk's song. But viral moment, dog. I realized that a lot of teams are having viral moments against me, and I wouldn't be surprised. If Clyde Edwards-Helaire, even if it's Deshaun Watson. Like, I'll give it to you, dog. I'm done. I'm done with the whole talking this. You know what I'm saying? My man P.
Damn, we humbled this nigga, man. Damn.
No, you got chill. You got to do your thing sometimes. So, you know what I'm saying? I'll take the high road right here, but take the high road. I can only take the high road right here because I would look foolish if I tried to argue anything right now. So I'm not gonna argue anything.
You're still right there in the playoffs, man. I'm gonna brace myself. It could be worse. It could be worse because you could be 2-6, bro.
I could be 2-6. I could be 3-5. Man. But you know, I'm 4-4. I'm even right now. There. But I mean, I'm just saying, like,
hold on. We got
fantasy world. It has to stop somewhere, dog. Need to a standard.
Among these misfits, David Johnson, Rojo, Zeke, Jonathan Taylor, or D. Harris. I'm gonna go David Johnson.
David Johnson and Zeke.
David Johnson.
No, you're not. Jonathan Taylor's out of there.
Yeah,
he's out of there.
Start Damian Harris
against the Jets. You see what he did to Helaire last week? They're done. Okay, so look, Damian Harris is out of there and Jonathan Taylor's out of there. Yeah. I will go David Johnson and Rojo's playing the Saints. Nah, I will go Zeke. So you got to go David Johnson.
David Johnson, Zeke.
Because Rojo, Leonard Fournette is there.
Yeah. Rojo
is
a wait and see right now.
Yeah, like, Leonard Fournette has emerged.
Matchup is great against the Saints,
standard. So. You got to bank on Zeke. You drafted Zeke number one.
You got to start.
You got to start Zeke.
Start your studs.
You drafted Zeke.
Start your studs always.
And David Johnson's playing in Jacksonville, so yeah, you got to go there. David Johnson and Zeke, 100% Shades.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, we appreciate you tuning in.
I got one. My bold prediction: if Michael Thomas plays this week, he will be wide receiver 1 this week in fantasy. If Michael Thomas plays, he's number one wide receiver this week if he plays. That's my bold prediction.
My bold prediction would
Tampa?
be
Don't worry about it, man.
He said, "Don't worry about it, man."
it's going to be Chase Edmonds for me. I feel like this is his opportunity to shine, and I think that he is going to have over 150 all-purpose yards with 2 touchdowns. Chase Edmonds. Chase Edmonds. That's the guy.
CH got a question.
That's the guy for me.
What do you think about what he
No.
150.
But that's why it's bold. That's why it's bold.
Rushing yards. I said 150 all.
No, he's not Alvin Kamara, nigga.
150 all purpose. This is Chase Edmonds' time.
Now, so Chase Edmonds is RB1.
This is Chase
He's a-
Edmonds' time.
He's got to
Come
take.
on, man. I gave you Alaire and Julio Jones. And you threw this in there.
I don't think that they're going to be. They're going to do what you're saying. I think that they're going to.
I think Evans is going to do what you're saying.
I think
150 yards. I mean, it's a bold prediction.
150 all purpose,
It's
2
bold. It's
touchdowns.
bold.
2 touchdowns.
It's bold as
So,
hell.
who finishes the year with more fantasy points before the year ends? Jalen Reagor or Jarvis Landry?
I know why he asking this question, so I'm gonna let y'all take it.
We got that trade war, boy. But I think that Jarvis finishes with more. The reason is because Jarvis is people forgetting that Jarvis is the number one. No, Jarvis is wide receiver 1 on the Browns.
Mhm.
Jalen Reagor is not a wide receiver 1 on the Eagles. Like it's Travis Fulgham's job to lose.
Yeah.
He has the most fantasy points out of any wideout from the week that he played.
Yeah.
Like Travis Fulgham is the guy. Like, I don't understand why people are sleeping. Jalen Reagor they think that he caught a lot of passes last week. He had like 18 yards. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that before today. It doesn't matter. 18 yards. Like, I mean, that's not getting done. I mean, and he scored a touchdown. He scored a touchdown. That's great. But Jarvis had a touchdown call back. I played against him. Trust me, I seen it and I was happy. But at the end of the day, Jarvis is the number one guy. Like Jarvis is proving
And the
himself.
Browns is looking.
Jalen Reagor is still getting accustomed to the offense. I think that Jalen Reagor probably down the stretch. No, I don't see it. I think Jarvis Landry is the guy. I don't think that Jalen Reagor is right there yet. Jarvis Landry is arguably better. I mean, Jarvis Landry is slept on because he plays with Odell. If there was nobody else there, Jarvis Landry would be talked about. This discussion wouldn't happen.
Yeah, I got to agree with that. I got to agree with that, Toine. Like, yeah, I'm going Jarvis. Number 1. He's the number 1.
Rager's number 1. DJ's out, Alshon out, Ertz out. I mean, yeah, but
you're talking about the 2-6 Eagles, man.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah.
You're talking about
Carson Wentz has not looked good.
And that guy, you're not saying nothing about Travis Fulgham. Once again, like we're telling you that Travis Fulgham had better yards and stats than Jalen Reagor. Like he's better than Jalen Reagor.
I feel like
So
with
you're saying
Reagor,
that- I think that Jarvis Landry is better than Jalen Reagor and Travis Fulgham.
Yeah.
Like, I think they-
with Reagor, you have to wait.
I agree with you.
You have to wait and see.
I agree.
You can't answer that question right now. He just came. His first game back was last week. When's the last time he played before that? Week 2. So you have to wait and see with Reagor. I mean, it's a possibility, but like it's a wait and see approach with him.
Fuck no, next.
Like, I want to see what he does. Like I don't know.
Next. Like, what are we talking about? But no. I don't care who's out. Because you talk about all those out. Ertz is out. Alshon's out. Sanders is back in. So you know what I'm saying? Like,
and then Goddard's back too.
in
He had
there.
he had a bad game last week, but Goddard, I think he gets more involved moving forward. So that's more targets getting taken away from Reagor.
That's very true.
Yeah, so I'm on the side of Jarvis Landry. I like him moving forward way more than Reagor.
Yes, he tried to trade me Jarvis for
Look, he's trying to throw it out
Slayton.
there. There it is.
He tried to throw
There
me
it is,
Jarvis
folks.
for
There it
Slayton.
is.
I got called, I got to put it on the show. That's why it's a show.
That ain't
you know?
it. Why you trying to ship Jalen Reagor if you think he's gonna finish higher than
No, he tried to ship Slayton.
Darius?
Darius Slayton
Yeah, because
for
Sterling
Jarvis.
Shepard is the bride.
Jarvis.
Because Sterling Shepard is there. Sterling Shepard is there to stay. Like I'm saying, like Sterling Shepard. Yeah,
he tried to tell me Jarvis is done. You know what I mean?
Appreciate the question though, man.
Hit me about Drake on the Dolo.
All right, y'all. We're gonna wrap this up. But before I end the show, I want to send a special shout out to my big bro, Matt. Today was his birthday, man. So I want to shout you out, bro. Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, bro.
Yeah, like turn up, take a couple shots for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get up with you this weekend. And then also, y'all, please follow our Instagram page at The Fantasy with SJT. Once again, The Fantasy with SJT. Then also follow It's Nation TV on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell so you can get all the updates when they come out. And we finish here, y'all. We'll see y'all next week, man. One love.
One love.
Safe, wear your mask.